Good morning, San Jose. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens to you when you get into an argument over women's health care. No, really, you laugh. You should see what my opponent looks like. Actually, it was a silly bike accident. We have such an amazing lineup today. Viola Davis, Sheryl Sandberg, Condoleezza Rice, and Madeleine Albright. You know, it's amazing. Secretary Albright is so famous for one of her lines. Say it with me if you know it. There's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women, right? Yeah. This is a room full of people who know the importance of supporting women in leadership. And I thought long and hard about my remarks this morning. I think we need to continue to recast women's issues in economic terms, relevant to everyone, men as well as women. The challenge for the women's movement is to persuade more people, that includes men, that feminism is not merely the luxury of the privileged or the province only of liberals, but rather it is essential to the freedom of every woman. It is vital to the economic climate of our planet, the economic health of our planet. As Nicholas Kristof said in his book, you can't hold down half the sky. Today is our signature annual event. We produce more than 50 events right here in the Bay Area each year. In addition to producing these events, Watermark advocates for women in many numerous ways. I want to tell you about 3 of them this morning. You know, it's a well-known fact that the more gender diverse organizations are, the better the bottom line. More men are advocating for gender parity. We saw that last week in how many men participated in the Women's March all over the world. Last year, Watermark created an annual award to recognize men who are advocating for gender parity, who understand the need for more women in leadership roles. We named it the Bill Campbell Award. Bill was the former CEO of Intuit. He was a champion of women's leadership and a big Watermark supporter. Bill passed away last year, but his legacy continues. The first Bill Campbell Award was given to Gordy Davidson, a partner at Fenwick & West. The more men who get it, the more progress will be made. And secondly, this year, in partnership with the Center for Creative Leadership, Watermark conducted a survey of what women want in the workplace. Results showed that women were less likely to say they had access to opportunities for leadership development and less likely to be offered overseas assignments than men, but that men asked for them more than women. So ask away. Watermark is proud to align with and support a national women's coalition of corporate leaders and academics called Paradigm for Parity, where we can have more impact, more scale, more power to use our influence for gender parity on the job and in the boardroom. And in addition to these initiatives, I want to talk about an important theme in our work. We develop leadership skills. We call it self-improvement. We held a record number of leadership development workshops at Bay Area companies last year. But that's great, but I want to recognize self-acceptance. Our culture has retrenched. We're told you have to be hot, get a good job, get married, have kids, manage it all. How does that reflect on where we are with feminism, the women's movement, and freedom for women? How does that coexist with advances in women's abilities for their own choices? At some point, we all get to the I don't give a damn years. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're just committed to what you find satisfying. That's what I call the community of WOW, the women of Watermark. I encourage you to be a gender whistleblower. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, do something. Be a watchdog, not a lapdog. They tell us to move on. I'm not talking about the election outcome. I'm talking about all the sexist nonsense that made international headlines last year and years before that. We will move on, but we will never forget. We will never give up. We will never stop working for gender parity. That is what our suffragette sisters would expect of us, and we will make them proud. So speak up, stand up, show up, and thank you, and I will see you at the Watermark booth.